professor of Catholic Studies and director of our Center for World Catholicism and Intercultural Theology. And it's a tremendous pleasure and a very distinct privilege for me this evening to introduce our guest and our expert. I want to also begin by thanking the Crossroads Cultural Center of Chicago and their indefatigable director, who's out in the hallway now, Maria Casarella. If you have questions about the Crossroads Cultural Center and their work, please speak to her. Most of you know that Saint Juan Diego was canonized on July 31st, 2002, by the now blessed John Paul II. Monsignor Chávez told me that 4 very hard years of work went into the cause, the work that he did on the cause, and preparatory work, not just scholarly studies that were already needed to be addressed, but specific preparatory work going back to 1981 was also being done. It was a labor of love, but I want to emphasize the labor part of the love so that you get a sense of how distinguished our speaker is and how fortunate we are to have him here as postulator of the cause of Saint Juan Diego. Monsignor Chávez was born in Mexico City on December 31st, 1956. He entered Mexico's Conciliar Seminary, where he studied philosophy and theology in the Institute for Ecclesiastical Studies. He was ordained in 1981 in the Metropolitan Cathedral of the Archdiocese of Mexico. He holds a diploma in philosophy from the Universidad del Valle de Tepeyac and a doctorate in church history from the Pontifical Gregorian University. Through his work as postulator and beyond, Monsignor Chávez has made many contributions to the study of the Guadalupan event, addressing major academic institutions internationally and publishing more than 28 books and articles. And most of you saw we have on sale the book that he prepared with the Grand Knight of the Knights of Columbus, Carl Anderson, on Our Lady of Guadalupe, and there's many more studies in Spanish that I highly recommend as well. Monsignor Eduardo Chávez was named Canon of the National Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe in 2005. He was named the first rector of the Catholic University Lumen Gentium of the Archdiocese of Mexico, where he has served since 2002. And in 2003, he became a founding member and rector of the Institute of Guadalupan Studies. And I want to highlight this new initiative because through his work within the Basilica, what many of you know as La Villa, through his work in the Basilica, we had a very exciting discussion at lunch today about the refurbishing and the redevelopment and the new, very exciting new plans of using the resources there and in the Museum of the Basilica for online and virtual streaming of classes on Guadalupan studies. And we're in very initial stages, but it would make me feel very good about the work we're doing at DePaula. One of those classes were streamed here into our classroom. So we're talking about that, and I want you to be aware of that. This evening, Monsignor Chávez is going to speak on Jesus Christ, the center of the Guadalupan event. Please join me in welcoming him here to DePaula.
Thank you so much. It's a really beautiful honor for me to be here. My English is so poor, I know that. Please forgive me. You have many, in this case, you have many blessings for God, okay? You're patient. But if I need my beautiful Spanish came out, please you help me in English, okay? Perfect. The center is Jesus Christ, and this is the most important in Guadalupe event. It's not her, it's him, the center, the point. If you can see the image, you remember the image, it's very sad, it's lighting, but it's okay. Maybe some, because I like see you face, okay? If not, you make like this, and I don't like that. Perfect. Much better. Thank you. That's it. Thank you so much. Much better. Okay, the center is him because she is pregnant. This is not black. It's very dark, but it's purple. Purple. And this is also very important for the indigenous because the purple is symbolic color for the empire. Very close to in Europe as well. In Rome, for example, the purple and gold means empress. But we have more about Guadalupe with the colors and all these things. The indigenous meaning catch many meanings, concepts in this case. Well, the first is she is mother of God. How our indigenous knows she is mother is very easy because está encinta, is in pregnant, but encinta literally is in. Yeah, well, you got it. This is important. But how we catch from God? This is another point. This lady is mother, yes, but God? How I can understand this? Don't miss you. In 1 hour, I want to tell you, okay? How the indigenous came to understand that she is mother of God. This is the point. The center is not her, is him. And also the center of the message, of Guadalupe message, is him as well. Is not her, is him. I want a church, I want a temple, I want a holy house in order to give my son. This is the point. You got it? This is the center. Is her son. Is him. Is not her. This is my email, please. Guadalupe 1531 1531 hotmail.com. This is my email, and we have a page. This is Instituto Superior de Estudios Guadalupanos, or that this ISEC.org.mx. Okay, we have it. It's so important, the time. You know, the indigenous in Mexico knows perfectly the calendars, the time, and also the asters. All the pyramids has this point and this sense of the whole entire universe in the pyramids, in all the constructions, is to take together in harmony everything. Chichen Itza, do you know Chichen Itza, maybe, the pyramid? Do you remember a certain day in the year, like the shadow, like a serpent, exactly the point. For the indigenous, the calendars are so important, and the universe is so important, the nature. In the indigenous have 3 calendars: solar, moon, and Venus calendar, different kind of calendars. For that, they are exactly the time. For that, is so important in Guadalupe event, the time, obviously. Some author, I want to tell you the name, Jacques Lafay, this author said, oh, this is invention, this is some invention, and put the day 9 to 12, December 9 to 12, 1531, only to give some date. No important. It's somebody invented this. Do you believe this? You don't know nothing. So sorry. For this man, so sorry, Jack, so sorry. But it's true. It's not invention. It's very important detail. For the indigenous, it's so important this. Why Our Lady Guadalupe appeared? No. It's not apparition, only apparition. No. It's the encounter to God and the human beings in this moment. 9 to 12. December 9 to 12, 1531. Why that day? And the most important, December 12th, you know that. Why? Don't miss you in 1 hour 5 minutes, I want to tell you. Okay? It's so important for the indigenous people exactly on time. It's so important. December 9 to 12, 1531 is not only the apparition, it's encounter between God and the human beings. You know, I want to clarify more this point, okay? And for the Holy See, only Lourdes, Fatima, and Guadalupe, historical event. Really historical event. The Holy See approved another kind of denominations, of course, but the historical moment is Fatima, Lourdes, Guadalupe. But very different. We know perfectly that it is the same person, Mary. We know that, okay? But the different kind of apparition. Fatima, Lourdes, Guadalupe. In Fatima and in Lourdes, I love so much Lourdes, and I describe this magnificent, wonderful. Do you visit Lourdes? Yes. Nobody? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the others? You lose your life, okay? You need to go. Lourdes, beautiful. Fatima, beautiful. But I don't hear where some French said, I am Lourdiano. Never. Never. Portuguese to say, I am Fatimaniano. Terrible, awful, but no. Any Portuguese said, I am Fatimaniano. In Mexico, everybody said, I am Guadalupan. You know that in Mexico, there are atheos, no God, but Guadalupan. Something strange, but this. Against to the church, against to the priest, against to the bishop, but Guadalupan. You can. How? I don't know, but anyway, it's okay. It's in this form. What does it mean this? Because Guadalupe give identity, Guadalupe. But now it's not only Mexican people. Oh no, it's whole the continent and Philippines. Holy Father John Paul II said, the patroness of the whole continent is Our Lady Guadalupe. Okay? Another difference between this apparition, for me, the most important. In Lourdes and in Fatima, it's like if God says, Mother, you transmit, please, this message for my sons, for my people, in Lourdes and in Fatima. Okay? Mary, in that moment, she is the messenger from God. You got it, my terrible English? Yeah? Yes. Yeah? It's okay? Okay. In Guadalupe, no way. In Guadalupe, it's different. Lourdes, Fatima, she is messenger from God. In Guadalupe, is not only messenger. No. Why? Because she's pregnant. Jesus Christ is here. It's like if Jesus Christ said, Mother, I want the encounter with my children, with my people. Please, Mom, llévame con ellos. Oh, it's another thing. It's another thing. It's not only gave the message, gave me, and you with them. It's an encounter between God and the human beings through Our Lady Guadalupe. This is not only the apparition, it's exactly the encounter. You Mexican people, you are crazy. Because you put Our Lady Mary and you, Jesus Christ, you know, get away. You put Our Lady of Guadalupe. Yes, sometimes we put Our Lady Guadalupe. But you don't know, in Our Lady Guadalupe is Jesus Christ. You get it? Never you take Jesus Christ and in another place. No, it's in the middle, it's in the center, in this beautiful blessing womb. This is Jesus Christ, in middle. The Son, around of Our Lady, is not for for her, excuse me. It's not for her, it's for him. You get it? You get it? Okay. The process of canonization of Juan Diego, yes, started in 1981. And the first step was the beatification of Juan Diego. Why the importance of beatification of Juan Diego? It's so important. In the first moment, I, Eduardo Chávez, myself, I say, why? Why the beatification? Why the canonization of Juan Diego? I believe, obviously, in his existence. But why? Why the canonization? Because I thought, well, he is in heaven. Why canonize Juan Diego? I was very, very full, very, another word more, stupid. It's okay? It's not a bad word? It's okay. More, but we leave this. Stupid. Why? Because it's so important, the canonization of Juan Diego. Why? Because the apparition of Our Lady Guadalupe is not dogma of faith. No. Fatima, Lourdes, Guadalupe, whatever, is not dogma of faith. No. You can believe or not believe in the apparition of Mary. It's not dogma of faith. You got it? But the canonization of Juan Diego or whatever, the canonization inside, there is the dogma of the Holy Father. Infallibility of the Holy Father is inside in the canonization. Why? Because after all the research, investigation, all these things, after the miracle with the doctors and all these things, at the end, Holy Father said, this man is in heaven. In this point, inside, is the dogma of faith of the infallibility of the Pope. This man is in heaven. This man is bridge between God and us. This man is model of sanctity for everybody of us. For the canonization of Juan Diego, I confirm the apparition, the encounter between God and the human beings through Our Lady Guadalupe is true. It's not dogma, but it's true. It's not dogma, but that's exactly right. You got the importance of the canonization of Juan Diego, of course. For that I said in this moment, Eduardo Chávez, you were full. Okay? You got it. May 6, 1919, the beatification of Juan Diego. Holy Father was here, and this is the shrine of Our Lady Guadalupe. This is the canonization, July 31st, 2002. This is the day of my life. This is the most beautiful day in my life. I understand why I was born. I understand why I am a priest. I understand why I study history. I understand why also painting. I understand everything. I cry and cry and cry. Mary of Magdalene is nothing. I cry. Okay? No es nada María Magdalena. Yo lloraba, chillaba y berreaba. You get it? Yeah. Okay. archbishops, cardinals, the Holy Father, very, very, very weak, very tired, very, very sick. Holy Father. Oh my God. I remember that. And when arrived the image of Juan Diego with all the dancers, I cry and cry. You can see me. Look at me. This is me. Believe or not believe. I am. Yeah. And I remember when I say, Holy Mary, please, I want to die. I want to die. In this moment, please, I want to die and go with you in heaven. Of course. No? In heaven. Of course. And look at me. I am here. And try to speak in the beautiful English with you. I know why. Because you need to know about this. Because it's so important in this moment. You, in this relation between God and you, this is so important in you. I think so, that. In 1998, we studied in all the archives, libraries in the world, and take the documents about Juan Diego Cuauhtlatoatzin. Yes, the indigenous name. Cuauhtlatoatzin. I know you want to repeat after me. Please, Father, I want to talk in Nahuatl, okay? Cuauhtlatoatzin. Come on.
Cuauhtlatoatzin.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. No. Good choice. Thank you. Cuauhtlatoatzin. Eagle who speak that things. Eagle who speak the beautiful things. This is the meaning. Eagle who speak. Exactly. Messenger. It's incredible because the name is so important as well. But also the name of Holy Mary. Yes? Santa Maria de Guadalupe. Father, the Spanish people put that name to the image. It's not true. It's not true. We have the document. The Spanish people didn't want that name for Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's not true. Father is not exactly Santa Maria de Guadalupe. She spoke Nahuatl. She spoke another name. Maybe Guadalupe or something like that. Because in Nahuatl don't exist the sound don't exist the sound G. No D, no G in Nahuatl. For that, Juan Bernardino, the uncle of Juan Diego, who catch the name Santa Maria de Guadalupe, he understood another name, indigenous name. It's not true as well. It's not true. She pronounced Santa Maria de Guadalupe. Name, the Spanish people knows perfectly. She never speak Nahuatl name for her. She take this name, Santa Maria de Guadalupe. Why? Why? Don't forget, don't miss you in 45 minutes, okay? Santa Maria de Guadalupe. 45, I think so. Okay. José Luis Guerrero, Monsignor José Luis Guerrero, very good Guadalupan people. Fidel Gonzalez, Spanish people, doctor in history of the church, believe or not believe, this is me. And we go inside to visit in the front Our Lady Guadalupe. Oh my gosh. It's something I painted, you know. I painted. I had a painting class and exposition on all the things. It's impossible painting this in the tilma. It's impossible. It's tempera. You know that? It's tempera. It's like a watercolors with egg, but it's watercolors. It's not possible painting this in the tilma. The tilma is very rough, very very no. It's something like, if you want to paint it with red wine, something like that. It's impossible. And the colors change the colors. The mantle, this part of the mantle, in this part of the mantle, is blue, like your... stand up, please. Stand up. Exactly. Wonderful. This blue. Okay? Let's take it. In the distance, 3 meters, change to green. How? If you paint it like this, for example, the tempera in the mantle, and you put that color, how color is behind? The same. Blue, white. The same. In Our Lady Guadalupe is blue, clear blue, here, but in the other side is dark blue. How? Cuando te mueras se lo preguntas. I don't know. When you die, you ask, please. I don't know if it's like this, but anyway. It's okay. And the eyes, that is another thing. I have a story, okay? I don't want to go inside to this another kind of studies, but it's so incredible. In the first moment, I said, maybe same you. I said, maybe it's not true that. Maybe it's my fantasy, like a cloud, you know, and you made many drawings, many things like the clouds. You understand this, no? But no. Why? Because in both eyes, the same reflection. In both eyes. And the stars, it's exactly the stars in same position in heaven, in the sky, excuse me, in the sky. And now, some mathematicians said it's possible with the stars and the flowers, it's possible came out music. It's incredible. And this guy, mathematician, used Our Lady Guadalupe with the center of the star, the center of the flowers, put this in the piano, and came out music, melody, harmony. If this man used another copy and the stars of the flowers is not exactly in the position, no. Like ruidos, como se dice? Noises. No harmony, you know. The original came out, music, harmony. I don't know who made this. But more, much more, very important. Oh yes, this is my favorite picture. I worked with John Paul II. And I remember when John Paul II prepared the last visit in Mexico, the 5th visit in Mexico, in order to canonize San Juan Diego and Guadalupan. I remember when we studied how Holy Father arrived in Mexico and all the preparation, everything. In a certain moment, the doctor stand up and said, Holy Father, don't go to Mexico. Canonize Juan Diego here in the Holy See, in the Vatican. Don't go to Mexico. You are very sick. You are very weak. Don't go to Mexico. Another doctor the same. Another Monsignor, Holy Father, please don't go to Mexico because it's so heavy for you, because it's your life. And you need to go to Canada, Guatemala, and after Mexico. Don't go to Mexico. And don't go to Mexico, don't go to Mexico, don't go to Mexico. And Holy Father opened the eyes, saw everybody, very, no sé cómo se dice en inglés, muy dobladito, así jorobadito, muy, yeah. And saw everybody and said, are you finished? Yes, Holy Father. And Holy Father said, I need to go to Mexico. I need to kiss the image of Our Lady Guadalupe, because in that image of Our Lady Guadalupe, everything starts. I need to go. How? Why, Holy Father, love so? He's a Polish man. How? Why our Holy Father loves so much Our Lady Guadalupe? Never said Canada, never said Guatemala. He said, I need to kiss the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, because in that image, everything started. Was incredible. We have many books about this. I want to show you, this is a rosary, Guadalupe rosary in English. This. The other books is in Spanish. The book where Holy See want publish everything. The document is this. But in English, we have this with Carl Anderson, and also with the University of Notre Dame, we have in English this. This is more complete about Our Lady Guadalupe, and this with Carl Anderson is more actualizar el mensaje, como se dice, the message in our days. You can, in this moment, only quickly. Our Lady Guadalupe, this is the shrine. You need to go. First here and after Lourdes, okay? Yeah. Is your patroness, no? There in the Vatican, St. Peter, you know, in the crypt, in the crypt, there is. San Nicola in Carcere in Rome. This image, when was the patroness of whole Latin America continent, part of the continent, this image for all the streets in Rome. In Lourdes. I'm talking about it in Lourdes. I remember when I'm talking about how Our Lady Guadalupe, why Our Lady Guadalupe is stand up in the middle of the moon. Why in the middle of the moon and black moon? Why not white moon? It's black moon. Why? In 1 hour, I tell you. But here everybody at the end said, Viva la Madonna di Guadalupe! The most important scientists in this. Korea, China. Look at this. I love this. After the nap, I love. No? Después de una siesta, parece que sí. This is beautiful. Mozambique in Africa. This is quickly. This is Federico Sacchi. Is Argentine man in the Himalaya. And this is Our Lady Guadalupe in the satellite. Satellite! Can you believe? The young people told me, si algún extraterrestre hubiera, que sea guadalupano. This is Santa Fe, New Mexico. You need to go. Santa Fe. It's so beautiful. Beautiful. Well, this man, this priest, he wants this big Our Lady Guadalupe. From Mexico. Oh yes, from Mexico, because it's necessary the blessing in the shrine of Mexico. Yes, he got it. Our Lady Guadalupe, blessing. Our Lady Guadalupe and 15, I don't know, many feligreses de Santuario. ¿Cómo se dice feligreses?
Pilgrims.
Prisoners, yeah. Came to different kind of dioceses in Mexico, and the Archbishop blessing the image and the people, of course. But arrived to the border, stop Our Lady Guadalupe. Why? Because no papers. Es una inmigrante ilegal, Our Lady Guadalupe. And the priests go for many places and take the green card of Our Lady Guadalupe. And it now is in the shrine in New Mexico, beautiful. San Francisco, Wisconsin, the big one. New York, University of Notre Dame. Corpus Christi, Washington, D.C. I have from Chicago, let me see. Los Angeles. I need the Chicago areas. Yes. Phoenix, Arizona as well. we arrive at a very important point. America, which has historical being and still is a melting pot of people, has found in the mestiza face, yes, it's a mestiza face. Why? Why is a brown skin? Why mestiza face? Why? For the indigenous and the Spanish people, yes, but there are more here. Why? Because it's symbolize the union, the harmony for everybody. She said to Juan Diego, I am your mom, but at the same time, I am the mother of whole continent. At the same time, I am the mother of whole nations. All these things symbolize in the mestiza face. She's mother for all people, for all nations. This is enculturate the gospel. For that, it said this. Mestiza face of the Virgin of the Tepeyac in Blessed Mary of Guadalupe, an impressive example of a perfectly enculturated evangelization. Consequently, not only in Central and South America, but in the North America as well, the Virgin of Guadalupe is venerated as Queen of all America. And this is very important. Perfectly enculturated evangelization. Example of a perfectly enculturated evangelization. What does it mean enculturate? What does it mean enculturate? I tell you this in two ways. One, for her is possible to know the seed of the truth in every heart, no matter the tradition, the history, the culture. She knows perfectly, take the seed of the truth. And this seed of the truth in the most high in her son. Lo digo en español para que me entiendan. Ella es capaz de conocer y de tomar las semillas del verbo, las semillas de la palabra, las semillas que es el mismo Señor Jesucristo y llevarlas a la plenitud de Jesucristo nuestro Señor. Eso es inculturar el Evangelio. You got it? She take the seed of the truth and put in right way in Jesus Christ. ¿Lo dije bien? ¿Más o menos? Okay. Another angle of this. She put Jesus Christ in your heart. Don't matter if you are African, whatever country, whatever history, whatever culture. She can put Jesus Christ in your heart. This is enculturate the gospel. You get it? The name is so important. So important in the same way. Why? Mary. María. ¿Quién se llama María? Mary. Please. One? Just one? 2? 3. Oh, thanks God. 3. 4. Menos mal, salió. 4. I tell you something. It's the most beautiful name. So sorry for the others. But it's the most beautiful name. What does it mean Mary? La elegida por Dios. Chosen by God. Second meaning. La iluminadora is who illuminate. Illuminate for the light. It's not the light. It's who illuminate by the light. La más hermosa. The most beautiful. You got it? For that is the name. So beautiful, huh? La elegida por Dios, la iluminadora, la más hermosa. This is the name of Mary. Origin, root, hebrea, judía. El nombre es de origen judío. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés judío? Jewish name. Guadalupe. ¿Alguien se llama Guadalupe? Somebody called you? Your name is Guadalupe as well? No, Mary, just one Mary. Somebody? No? What's happening here? Guadalupe. Origin, Arabic. Arabic, Guadalupe. What does it mean, Guadalupe? The river bed is not the water. It's who conduit the water. You got it? It's not the water. Who is the light? The light. Who is the light? Jesus Christ. Who is the water? Jesus Christ. She illuminate with Jesus Christ. She conduit the water, Jesus Christ. It's exactly the mission of Mary. Hagan todo lo que Él les diga. You got it? It's exactly the name of Santa Maria de Guadalupe. But at the same time, it's this. Jewish people, Arabic people, always in fight. Well, in Our Lady Guadalupe, everything is in union, harmony. This is the mission, because in Our Lady Guadalupe, everybody, we are the family of God. This is the Holy City. Discover with joy and respect the seed of the word which lives in them, the other cultures, and here. Sincere and passionate dialogue, the richness that God generously deposited among the people. This is Council Vatican II. Holy Father Benedict XVI. This is the stature, and this is Juan Diego. This is the first bishop in Mexico, Fray Juan de Zumárraga, when received the tilma, Guadalupe image in the tilma. En tus manos maternales ponemos nuestras vidas. In your maternal hands we place our lives. Holy Father Benedict XVI, as well, in 2007, gave this, but I want to show you this part. This is beautiful. Look at this. Juan Diego teach the others with the Bible. I don't like so much the tilma like this, like a Superman. I don't like that. It's not the sense. Yes, it's not the sense. But anyway, it's okay. But the sense of the tilma is much important. You know, the indigenous get married with the tilma. Because the tilma make a knot with the dress of the women, make a knot. And this is the matrimony, this is the marriage. And this is so important, the image of Our Lady Guadalupe in the tilma of Juan Diego. The tilma represent their lives. This is my life, the tilma. And more. But that is so important. But it's okay. And another thing is the layman in the church. This is also very important in the message of Our Lady Guadalupe. We arrive at that point. This is the Nican-Mopowa. This is the most important document about this encounter between God and the human beings. This is the Nican-Mopowa. Can you understand this? This is the copy, older copy, Nican-Mopowa. There are many kind of documents, many documents about this beautiful encounter. But I want to tell you something else about this document. The copy, older copy, do you know where it is? Do you know where is the copy, older copy of the most important document in this encounter? It's in your country. New York City. You know that. What collection? Lennox. Yeah? In the 5th Avenue, okay? After Macy's, you quickly got it. After Macy's is the archive, public archive. Inside, collection, Lennox collection, is this document. It's so important document. But somebody said, Antonio Valeriano, who made this between these years, 1514, 1548, invented this story. No way. And sometimes said, from Nican-Mopowa, thanks Nican-Mopowa, everybody knows about this encounter. It's not true. Why? It's not true. Why this document is so important, but at the same time, Antonio Valeriano, who made this in this year, never invented this. Why, for this important document, es not the, ¿cómo decir? No fue popular la Virgen de Guadalupe. Nadie conoció a la Virgen de Guadalupe a través de este documento. Sin embargo, es el más importante, pero no de ahí surge la devoción. You got it? Why? Who read this? Nobody. Small group. Small group. Why? Who in that year knows read? En ese tiempo, ¿quién sabía leer? Very few people. Very few people. More. This indigenous, Antonio Valeriano, sabio, ¿cómo se dice sabio?
No.
Sabio, un indígena sabio. Wise man, write this, but not in the manner, not in the way, for the indigenous way. No, indigenous way, never write like this. Drawing, hieroglyphic. Never with these words. Because this man knows Latin, Spanish. He put in sound, Nahuatl sound, but the characters, Latin characters. You got it? Who the Spanish people knows the Nahuatl? 2, 3, 4 person maybe. Who the indigenous can read Latin characters? 2, 3, 4. This document is very interesting because this document is not for the indigenous because the indigenous never read that. It's not for the Spanish people because the Spanish people didn't know Nahuatl. Remain on the time. That's it. But no is the founder of knowledge about Our Lady Guadalupe. Who is the founder? Juan Diego. Juan Diego is the founder. He lo contaba, talk about the experience, his experience, okay? It's Juan Diego who explained everything. This guy put in this way, thanks God. But another people put in another styles, drawings, another documents. This is very important because it's not invention from Antonio Valeriano. This guy here directly to Juan Diego, and he only write in this form. For that, in indigenous culture, is so important the elder. Why? Because if you write like you, for example, in this moment, you write like this, your memory is in the paper. The indigenous know. The indigenous made the drawing, but I need the elder in order to explain me how means each drawing. For that, the elder is the authority, is the wisdom, is the most important in the people, in the population. For that, the root in the population, the most important people inside to the family is the elder. Is the root, is the authority, is the wisdom. You got it? So you got it now. How Our Lady Guadalupe never gave her name to the Juan Diego, only said Mary. Our Lady Guadalupe gave the full name to the uncle, the elder, the wisdom, the root, the truth. This is very important. The root is important in the community of indigenous community. The roots is the most important. I can see you, and I can see your face, and I understand you are
very good in your heart. Like the flower, exactly the flower. I see the beautiful flower. I cannot see you, excuse me, I can't see the root of the flower. But I understand with this beautiful flower has a wonderful root. And this beautiful flower, in the future, beautiful fruit. If I take this flower and take the flower, this flower start dying. The sound, the music, I can hear part of the music, but I cannot hear all the music. Who is the only one who catch the life, stay alive, and catch the sound completely? God. You got it, the sound? This is effect, a special effect. This is a special effect. This is the sound. You catch the sound, but you cannot catch all the sound. Flowers and song is the true. Flowers and song is the true. This is the indigenous. For that, for pray, the indigenous don't take this position like the European. The European, you can see the European like this, and this lady or this man pray. The indigenous praying dancing, because it's the sound, it's the music, but at the same time, dancing means flower, poetic things. Continue. This is so important, but I told you, there are more and more and more documents in many parts of the world. Obviously, you need to work. You need to work a lot in order to found of this document. Of course, if you say, somebody said, no documents, you permaneces aplastado en tu silla, ¿verdad? You sit in your chair always. Oh yes, yes. No documents. Yes, come on. You need to go to the archives and to find all the documents, and together, at this point, together, all the documents. There are documents, wonderful documents. I want to tell you each one. I want to explain all the documents because it's so wonderful. One day, yes, one day. No 1 hour, 1 day. 1 hour, 1 day. Maybe 1 day. I want to explain you this because it's so important. Tolteca mentality. I didn't know this, and I commit many mistakes because I thought first Juan Diego was Aztec. No, he was Tolteca, and it's so different. I commit many mistakes. What is the difference? Because the Tolteca dominated the center. Okay, this people was the most high wisdom, beautiful wisdom. I love the Toltec. I understand now. One of the most important king was Netzahualcoyotl. They dominate in the center. Okay? Holy culture. They arrived to believe in one God, just in one God. Come on. Just one, please. The most important, the most beautiful name of God, only one. Tloquenahuaque. I like your powerful, I like your... one more time, please. Tloquenahuaque. Much better. Your accent is American, but then anyway. Tloquenahuaque, Hilpamenohuani, Teyocoyani, Moyocoyotzi. I arrived in this point. This is so important. This is Tula, Cuautitlan, Teotihuacan. Do you remember Teotihuacan? Do you remember? The pyramids of the sun, of the moon. Yeah. Texcoco. All Tolteca mentality. When arrived the Aztecs, take part of this culture. But in the gods, in this point, the Aztecs has many gods. The most important is Huitzilopochtli. the most important. Tepeyac, Tepeyac. Why is important Tepeyac? Because Cuautitlán, in Cuautitlán, Juan Diego was born. But after got married, and you know, in the matrimony, the boss is the woman. It's true, or not? Yeah. Yes, it's true. And he got married and changed to Tepeyac. Okay, here, Tepeyac. And he need to go to the north of the island. In this point, the Aztec start their empire in this small island. To the north is Tlatelolco. He need to walk to Tlatelolco. He need to cross to the Tepeyac Hill, for that is so important, that point. After we talking about this in another sense. Oh my gosh. 6. Finish? Finish it? No? Yes? A break? Do you want a break? No? I continue? For me, I'm so happy. The Aztec Empire started there. When they saw the eagle and the cactus and the serpent and the mouth. This is very important. I want to tell you more and more about this because it's so important in all these sense. Because the cactus means the earth, okay? And the cactus, do you remember the heart, the red fruit means the heart. And for the indigenous, the serpent is not something bad like us, no, for us, something bad. No, for the Aztec, the serpent is something good. Means the blood. In the mentality, Aztec mentality, they said, we need to nourish God with the most precious in our life. What is the most precious in our life? Heart and blood. Your root. Okay? Because I can see you, but I cannot see you, your root, the heart and blood. I need to nourish God, the sun, for example, in order to fight to the moon and the stars, and the whole universe to start to continue in this circle. I need to fight you. I need to nourish you with the sun, with the heart and blood. For that situation, in the fight, in the wars, I don't want to kill you. No, I want to take prisoner, because I need your heart, I need your blood. If you are so powerful in your culture, for example, if you are so powerful, and you defend so much, if I take you in that moment, okay, I take you, you start to be my son, and I'm your father, okay? This is very interesting because when they sacrifice these people, I sacrifice my son in this mentality. And I take you and 5 priests, Indian priests, of course, and take you and put your pecho, yes, and take your heart and blood and put in the mouth of the idols the heart and the blood in 4 directions. 4 directions. Why? Why 4 directions? North, south, east, west. All the usual. Okay? Why? Our Lady Guadalupe has the only flower, 4 petals, here in the womb. Why? Because flowers and so on. Do you remember the truth? 4 petals, 4 direction, all the universe in X, in this position, in X. Why in X? Because for the indigenous X means movement. movement. In other words, for this sign, very, very, very delicate, very delicate. They understand perfectly she is pregnant. And this is God, always in movement. Okay? Flower and song, the two. You got it? The prisoner. You are the prisoner, okay? How about after? I keep your skin and put myself the skin. Okay? This is in the sense to catch, to take all your power. Put your head, okay? Take your head and put with corn. And I made some cook, the name is pozole. Okay, the pozole. Do you like the pozole? I know. Cara de pozolero. I know that. Por eso fui cerca ahí. Pozole. And eat the man in order to take, like, if you reflection more about this, like a communion. It's something to touch the powerful God from God. This is a human sacrifice. The Tolteca, no way. The Tolteca don't believe in many gods, first. Second, don't believe in the human sacrifice, no. But believe in one God. Okay? And this one God, I told you the king, Netzahualcoyotl. Look at this. Inguelneli teotl Dios, ilpamenowani teyocoyani, tloquenahuaque, ilhuicahuatlatipaque. Tloquenahuaque. Please. Tloquenahuaque. Perfect. Much better. Your pronunciation is so nice. You need to study now. Tloquenahuaque. Netzahualcoyotl said, only one God. Tolteca culture, okay? Said, you are only one God. That all these names is not many gods. No, it's only one God. Like when you talk about the only one God, you say eternal God, powerful God, or something like that. You are the only one God, but you are far away from me. Tú estás lejos, lo voy a decir en español y después trataré en inglés. Tú eres el único Dios vivo y verdadero, el arraigadísimo Dios, el verdaderísimo Dios, pero tú estás fuera de mí, tú estás lejos de mí. No te importo, te ríes de mí, te burlas de mí, porque yo experimento la ancianidad, la enfermedad y la muerte. Tú eres el único Dios, pero no te importo. You are the only God, for you are far away from me. ¿Cómo puedo decir? Tú juegas conmigo. You play with me.
Your plaything.
Plaything. Now you understand more about Our Lady Guadalupe. Why, Father? Because when Our Lady Guadalupe, the first encounter with Juan Diego, Guadalupe, Tolteca mentality, she introduced herself and she said, I am the mother of Tloquenahuaque, Ilpamenowani, Teyocoyani. This is never said Jesus Christ. Never. The first moment to Juan Diego, she said, I am the mother of Tloquenahuaque, Ilpamenowani, Teyocoyani. Is not, in this sense, is not God far away from you. No. I want the holy house. I want a little house. I want the sacred house in order to give my son. You got it? It's not your heart. It's not your blood who nourishes, supposedly, who nourishes God's. No. It's my son who nourishes you. is his heart, is his blood, is his body who nourishes you. I want a holy house in order to give my son. You get it? It's another thing. And now you understand perfectly more why Our Lady Guadalupe encountered the uncle, the elder, and gave her name, full name. Why to the uncle? Because he is the elder. He is sick and very close to death. You got it? Who invented this? Who man is possible in the centuries, 16th centuries, invented this? And more. Why today? More. Why today? Why in these days? Flowers and songs, the true. This is only for you can understand how. Okay. More or less, more or less. Okay. Yes. Okay. More. I want to tell you more. This. For the indigenous, in order to construct the civilization, the first step, the first thing he needs to construct is the temple. I understand in English, the temple, when you say the temple, means something older or something Jewish temple. But in our civilization in Mexico, if you say temple, is the same to say church. It's the same, okay? Holy house, the sacred house, okay? You can understand, this is the codex of the foundation of Mexico, and this is the temple, and more. Look at this, 30 Cain. This is the first year in the calendars. The first thing is 13 Cain. What does it mean this? Something new will begin. 13 Cain, direction of the house of the light. Tlahuizcalpa, Easter, direction to the land of the color black and red. Why black and red? Because the codex, the indigenous painting with ink, black and red. But this black and red ink means wisdom. Wisdom, in other words, to the land of the wisdom. Okay? 13 Cain, something new will begin. Okay? This means 30 Cain. You can see the calendar, as the calendar are the same. This is 13 Cain. 13 Cain. Something new starts. Something new began. Something new begin. How in this codex? Because this codex is the foundation of Mexico. Okay? It's the foundation. And for them, 13 Cain is the first year. It's not like us, for example. You have 1531. And you plus 1332, 33, whatever. It's only plus. You get it? In the indigenous, no. Every year means something else. It's a concept. 13 Cain means something new beginning. Father, in Our Lady Guadalupe, this what? 13 Cain, 1531. Something new start. It's not only to the apparition, some year. No. Something new start, something new begin. Why December 12th? Why? This is very interesting, very interesting. I don't know why this, but anyway. Yes. How you evangelize in that? How many minutes? 15? Okay. How you evangelize in that time? Let me see. 1, 2. Let me see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Tú también. 18, 19, 20. Brother. 20. 20. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay. You are Franciscans. The most wonderful people. Okay? Okay? You say yes, okay. Franciscans. Dominicans. So. Much better Franciscans. You are diocesan. I am the diocesan. Los peores. Terrible. At that time. Now we are the best. Okay. Humble is a word. Okay. More or less, these people need to evangelize 23 million people. Father, you are crazy. Only this, yes. At that moment, something more or less this. How you evangelize 23 millions. Only these Franciscans. Another thing. I made a division here. You know that? Because between the Dominicans and the Franciscans fight. For this, I made distance. How you evangelize in this situation? How you evangelize with after the terrible conquest. Smallpox killed many thousand indigenous. How after for the indigenous the gods died? How you evangelize in this situation when the Franciscans, you Franciscan, more destroy the temple? For the indigenous, the temple means my civilization. How you evangelize in this situation? And you mention the gospel, something new, when in the mentality of the indigenous, the root, the tradition, the history is the most important, and you want to tell me the gospel, something new, without root, without truth? You got it? How? More. How you evangelize all these people in this situation? This. Between the Spanish people fight, okay? And the government, civil government, the most powerful at that moment, the name is Nuño de Guzman. Yes. Nuño de Guzman. Why, Father, you pronounce Nuño de Guzman that like this? Because if you die, and if you went, or if you will be in hell, do you know who opened the door for you? Nuño de Guzman. Terrible man. Well, this man said this: death penalty to any indigenous who could get close to the bishop. How you evangelize in this situation? How you evangelize when the government, the civil government, was terrible against to the bishop and tried to kill the bishop? Father, you tell me the Spanish people tried to kill the bishop? His bishop? Their bishop? Yes. Tried to kill the bishop. And the bishop, Fray Juan de Zumarraga, excommunicate the members of the first cleric, as the government, civil government, and launches the interdict to Mexico City. Lo voy a decir en español. Lo dijo así el primer obispo. Sacerdotes de la Ciudad de México, desnuden los altares, consuman el Santísimo, nos largamos de esta Ciudad de México, que esta Ciudad de México se quede sin Dios. How you evangelize in that situation? I want to tell you, it's impossible. Impossible. In Europe, the revolution, great revolution, 8 million people live be Catholics. In 1530, 3 earthquakes. For the indigenous, they say this war finished with 4 earthquakes. Look at this, 1530. More, 1531, the comet, Halley's comet. For the indigenous, all the universe destroyed. And more, eclipse of sun. 1531, for the indigenous, the end of the world is coming. Finish. The Spanish people, the Fray Juan Diego said in this document, if God does not provide a solution of his own, this land is about to be totally lost. How you evangelize like this? The bishop said that. I understand now. God intervened. Exactly. For that, for me, is so important. The bishop. God heard the bishop, head of the church, and he intervened by way of his mother, Holy Mary of Guadalupe. 12 December, I told you, it's so important. For the indigenous, 12 December at that time, and for the Spanish people, it's Immaculate Conception. Do you remember the book of Revelation 12? Do you remember? The woman with sun and the moon and the stars. For the Spanish people, it's Immaculate Conception. And also, December 12th, the time, liturgy time, is Advent, Espera. And she is a woman of Advent. Wait a baby, wait on Jesus Christ. This is for the view, Spanish view. But for the indigenous, 12 December is the solstice of winter. Do you know that? What does it mean? Solstice of winter? When the sun start to win the darkness. For the indigenous is so important because in that moment is a great feast, Panquetzalisli. Don't forget this, please. Don't forget this word. Panquetzalisli is so important. So important. It's a feast. It's not God. It's a feast. For the indigenous, in that feast, kill many in the human sacrifice, many in order to nourish the sun. Because in solstice of winter, they wait. If the sun win the darkness, he needs powerful with the human sacrifice. The indigenous first. But now, after the conquest, no heart, no blood. How can win the sun one more time? Because 3 earthquakes, the comet, the solstice of eclipse of sun. How? One more time the sun coming. You get it? Solstice of winter is 12 December. December 12th. It's exactly the moment so important. Where is my... Like this. Look at this. They made a new fire in that year, in that moment. New fire. New fire. Do you remember? We celebrate exactly in the Catholic Church that, no? It's true. New fire. 12 December and more. 1531, I told you, something new, and this is the feast. Panquetzalisli feast. What is the Panquetzalisli feast? Easter, or principal feast of the indigenous. In other words, God coming through Our Lady Guadalupe, la encarnación del Verbo, incarnation, Jesus Christ. At the same time is Easter, indigenous Easter, the most important feast for the indigenous. Who invented something like this? It's incredible. It's something really so wonderful. For that, the indigenous understood perfectly what's happened at this moment with this lady. I told you in my words. I want to tell you this so important in my words. The Spanish people, the missionaries, the conquest, after to see the human sacrifice, they said, no more human sacrifice. I told you, no more human sacrifice. Obviously, it's like Our Lady Guadalupe said that in this form, in this way. No more human sacrifice. But I understand. Why? Because I live. Yo viví, como se dice. I live something like you. Because I know how is a human sacrifice. Because I saw my son in the human sacrifice of you. You got it? No more human sacrifice. Because my son, God, broken awaken, Irpa Menahuali, Teyo Koyani, my son is the unique human sacrifice. No more human sacrifice. But I understand. I understand now how Our Lady Guadalupe, the message and the image, changed everything. I understand now the indigenous convert for millions. I told you how you evangelize in this situation. Our Lady Guadalupe, in 7 years, convert 9 millions. Something incredible. And now, as well, oh yes, wait. As it was, a human master called Juan Diego that was in about 57 years old, very young. I have 54. It's okay. Peterborough, who had been baptized in 1524, on Saturday, December 9, 1531, was walking from Tepeyac to Tlatelolco. He crossed Tepeyac hill. Look at this. He was born in Cuautitlán, changed the address to Tepeyac. He walking all this route in order to arrive to Tlatelolco, here, and the Tepeyac hill is there. When arrived to the Tepeyac hill, he heard birds song. Do you remember? The truth is flowers and song. The beautiful birds, and he said this is beautiful. Where am I? Where do I see myself? Perhaps there were our old ancestors, our grandparents, in the land of the flowers, in the land of the corn, of our flesh, of our sustenance, perhaps in celestial land. You got this? It's beautiful. Why? Because Juan Diego always went to the catechism with the Franciscans, no? Never said Juan Diego, I am maybe in the paradise with Jesus Christ. No, the elder. In other words, Our Lady Guadalupe said, the heaven of the indigenous is the same heaven of my son. It's the same. You got it? And after, and this is so important, the name of Juan Diego. Our Lady Guadalupe, the first thing she pronounced is the name of the layman. And in this same way that the indigenous diminutive, we use so much the diminutives, but it's not something bad, it's something good. God is something love, tender, dignity, always. Padrecito, no? To the priest. Padrecito. 2 meters the padrecito, like this, no? But Padrecito. ¿Quiere usted un cafecito con una galletita? ¿Tiene cremita? Le traigo una cucharita, una servilletita, en una tacita. Ahorita se lo traigo. And also, en un segundito. It's more short than this 1 second. I don't know. Un segundito. De Colombia, more. Colombia, nos ganan en Colombia. Yeah. Yes. Cecilita, Maritita. This diminutive is indigenous. The Spanish people, for example, said to Holy Mary, the Spanish people at that time, to say to Holy Mary, said, hijita mía, la más pequeña de mis hijas, never. But for the indigenous, it's the most beautiful thing to express, okay? Juanito, Juan Dieguito. The first thing is for the layman. It's something. I am the perfect, always Virgin, Holy Mary, Mother of the most true God, for whom one lives, Creator of people, the honor of what is close and what is immediate, the honor of heaven and earth. Look at this. In well Nelly Teotl Dios, from the most well-known God, the most true God, Il Pamenowani, giver of life, for whom one lives. Teyokoyani, the creator of people. Trokenawake, the honor of the near on the immediate. Ilikawatlatipaque, the honor of heaven and earth. I am the mother of God. You perfect designs. I want a holy house, but is necessary the bishop. The bishop need to approve this. This is very important. In order to give my son this and more. I am truly your compassionate mother, yours and those men in this land who are one, I tell you, and the rest of the various nation of men, my lovers, who cry out to me, who look for me, who trust in me, because there I will hear their cry, their sadness, to remedy, to cure all their different sufferings, the miseries. It's beautiful. You need to go to the bishop. And in order to fulfill that which my merciful, compassionate glance pretends, go to the bishop's palace and tell him how I have sent you to reveal to him how much I wish that he provide a house for me here. Okay, more. You can understand when I write this master one to the bishop. Yeah? Do you believe in quickly? You? If the neighbor arrived with you and said, the mother of God talked to me? Oh yes, Too much tequila. Yes, no? You don't believe in quickly like this. No way. You wait with prudence, exactly the bishop. But return Juan Diego. This is beautiful. I finish with this. Look, I beg you very much, my lady queen, my little girl, that you send one of the noble persons who is well known, respected, honored, to take your kind word, so that I will be believed, because I am truly countryman. I am a Mecapal, I am a Paraguela, I am Tel, I am wind. I myself need to be led, carried. It is not my place to walk in, not to stop there where you sent me, my little virgin, my youngest daughter, lady, my child. Please, send another. Espérate, mira lo que le dice la Virgen de Guadalupe. Ubícate, le dice, ubícate. Listen, the smallest of my children, rest assured that my servant are not few, my messenger to whom I may entrust my work, so that they may carry out my will. But it is necessary that you personally go beg that through your intercession my desire, my will be accomplished. And I beg you very much, my son, the youngest, and I order you rigorously that again you will go tomorrow to see the bishop. I love this. This is my mom. Exactly my mom. never, ¿cómo se dice? Nunca te, my English, nunca te amenaza.
Never threatened
Threat.
you.
Never threat.
She never threatens.
Friends, never. Rigorously. But this is love. Why? Because if, for example, Our Lady said, oh yes, Juan Diego, you are right. You are so nothing. But when she said rigorously, means I put all my trust in you. You are so important. That means, you know that. The layman is so important for Our Lady Guadalupe. She put a beautiful point, the bishop, yes, of course. He is the honor of the message, the bishop, okay? Is necessary, the bishop approved this. But the layman is the first who hear the voice of Our Lady. It's the first who saw with his eyes Our Lady. Is the first who knows the will of Our Lady. The layman. I am a priest. When I saw Our Lady Guadalupe, I begged to Our Lady Guadalupe, please, I need you, my intercession. Our Lady Guadalupe begged to the layman. Our Lady Guadalupe, the Mother of God, asked to the layman. Our Lady Guadalupe, the Mother of God, said, I beg you, you are my intercession. Our Lady Guadalupe never put her image in some old casulla, stole, mitra. No. She put her image in the tilma of the layman. Our Lady Guadalupe, the message is for the bishop, okay? I need to approve this. But you remember when Juan Diego was very anxious for his uncle? I'll show you it. When Juan Diego encountered one more time the bishop said, give me a sign. I need a sign. And the bishop put his trust in these guys. Juan Diego asked for the sign to Our Lady Guadalupe. But when he returns to his home, encountered his uncle very, very sick, looking for a doctor. But Juan Diego, Tepeyac, can you see Juan Diego? Need to go with these paths to the Tlatelolco with the priest. Look Juan Diego. I love this. 2 hours in the PowerPoint in order to make run Juan Diego. And we, in this moment, only 1 second is not trust. I need to repeat, okay? 2 hours. When I arrived to the Tepeyac Hill, very close to Tepeyac Hill, I forgot the sign to the bishop. Do you remember that? I forgot the sign to the bishop. And this layman, this guy, 57 years old, he said, I know. I will go around to the hill. And Our Lady Guadalupe doesn't see me. Oh my gosh. And I love the Nicanor when she said, Our Lady coming down, and catch Juan Diego. And catch Juan Diego. The first thing Juan Diego said, expressed, was this. my younger daughter of mine, the small one, child of mine, I hope that you are happy. How do you awake? Look at this. But after he explained about his uncle, and finish with this. For me, this is the most important words, the beautiful words. Look at this. Don't be afraid. Am I not here? I who have the honor and joy to be your mother? Are you not under my shadow and my shelter? Am I not the fountain of your joy? Are you not in the hollow of my mantle, in the crossing of my arms? Do you need something else? Don't be afraid. And this message, my brothers and sisters, this message is not for division. It's for you. It's for you. This is not part of the message for division. No, it's for the layman. Don't be afraid. I am here. I am your mom. You are in the hole of my mantle, the cross of my arms. This means exactly in the point of my son. Don't be afraid. In this war, there are many, many earthquakes, eclipse, comet. There are many, many who fight against the church, to the human being, and abortion, drugs, many terrible things. I remember when I tried to speak English, 3 years ago. And I remember my professors, 2 teachers. And one of them gave me a newspaper for the news from Mexico, in order I can to read much better, because for me, they thought, he thought, for me it will be very nice to know more about my country. When I read that newspaper, and I read the criminality, drugs, when a little child was secuestrado, kidnapped, and these people put acid in his little heart. And I read that, and in my country, we always say 100% we are Guadalupan. 100%. And I read that, and it's how I can say something like that. In our world, there are many, many miedos, fears, many terrible things. Don't be afraid. We are very few people. Don't be afraid. She is our mom, and always she gives us the powerful of her son. Don't be afraid, young people, in order to give this message for your brothers around you. Don't be afraid. What the people think, ¿qué piensa de ti?
What people
think about you. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to express the most beautiful things to everybody. Don't be afraid. Thank you so much. Maybe one day try to.
We have about 15 minutes. Can we take a few questions? I
Yeah.
think you may have provoked a few thoughts.
Yes.
So the floor is open.
5 minutes. Yes.
Please.
Can you tell us a little bit about Juan Diego, how long he stayed with the Tilma, and didn't he live, create the first chapel, and he himself protected it, or explained the message to the
Yes.
indigenous people? For how long did he do that? Was he the only one?
He had a life. contemplative life, because he lived houses and land, and the indigenous built a little house close to the hermit, and Juan Diego lived there 70 years. 17 years, in order to explain what's happened and to pray in contemplative life. But there are more. For the indigenous, it's so important to barrer, to clean the temple. It's a honor for the indigenous. Only the most high position can, for the indigenous, clean the temple. Because for the indigenous, the mentality is prepare the way for God. For this is so important. He cleaned the small hermits in the terrible place, because in the Tepeyac hill is very salt, no life. It's desert. This part of the city is terrible, and he cleaned this, the contemplative life, and also speak about the encounter of Our Lady Guadalupe. This is the life of Juan Diego. When he died, fue enterrado, buried in the ermita of the Tepeyac hill.
He's still there. His body is still there.
I think so. It's very difficult to know in this moment, because many thousand people, when they died, was burned in the same way, in the same place. And now, if you visit La Villa, you can see all these monuments. We are very powerful, worried, because it's very destruction. Que se puedan destruir del todo, ¿cómo se dice? To be destroyed, because the movement of the earth and all these things, it's bad earth in this point. But one day, maybe if we put to excavate, maybe we found the Juan Diego, ¿cómo se dice? Los restos de Juan Diego. Yes, because it's very difficult in this situation, because it's very salty place, humidity and salty. ¿Quién? Yo, chilango, del DF, de la Ciudad de México. Yo vivo por cerca del aeropuerto, por ese rumbo del aeropuerto.
Gracias.
Hasta luego, mija. Dios te bendiga.
¿Otras preguntas?
Yes, Father.
Would you consider that the tilma is a living image, that like if somebody married is maintaining her presence, and at any time she could leave, it's like a living presence, because it's unexplainable how it stays together. I mean, I don't want her to leave, but I'm saying, in some way, es una imagen viva, ¿no? No es,
Well,
no es plasmada, no es algo del pasado.
yes, I understand you. But in this case, we need to be very carefully, because there is some email said it's possible to hear el corazón palpitar de
Beating heart of
yes,
Jesus.
it's not true that. The temperature is not true that. Floating is not true that. It's inside.
Yes.
But it's true, and maybe we don't know how this image in the tilma remained there, preserved there for 479 years. It's impossible. In the 18th centuries, they made different kind of proof with another kind of tilma in that situation, and one tilma like this, more or less 7 years, no more, 7-8 years, no more, preserved. How Our Lady Guadalupe preserved this tilma like this, 479 years, we don't know. But it's true. But more than disappear Our Lady Guadalupe or disappear the image, for me it's most important that the Mexican people who said we are Guadalupean people and really don't live like Guadalupe people. This is a very important for me. if you say, I am Guadalupan, you need to be coherent with this. And this is in contact with God. We need more conversions. We love Our Lady Guadalupe, but if you know more about her, oh my gosh, it's something incredible. When I'm talking about Our Lady Guadalupe with my people there, certainly they remain like, what? This? That? What? And more is fascinated. Is fascinated because here in 1 hour and a half is very, very few I can to talk about this, but there are more and more. In order, for example, the Bible with the band, the Magister of the Pope in the band, the first los primeros padres, los padres de la Iglesia, the fathers of the church, and the event, more than all these kind of things to the nature and with this, and many other things together. For that is impossible. Somebody have the science and the witness in order to put together perfectly all these things. And for me, it's so important. You have the message. You have the most important document here in New York. It's something for something. I don't know why, but this is something. This is my interpretation of this. Por algo ustedes tienen algo de lo más importante. Por algo. No sé. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Over here first.
Es obvio que usted tiene una pasión enorme para Guadalupe y Juan Diego, pero mientras sigue buscando y sigue viendo más y más, ¿en qué forma lo ha motivado para seguir? Porque es difícil seguir, es difícil llevar ese mensaje y llevarlo alrededor de todo. El trabajo para Dios es bueno, ¿no? Hay tantos retos. ¿Cómo sigue siendo usted motivado para seguir buscando más?
I think when
Yeah. How do you keep facing the challenge of continuing to follow? How do you keep going? Where do you get the energy or the passion to do that?
I think we everybody try to look the truth, because the truth is happiness for you. I am very rigorously for some. No me trago. Lo voy a decir en español para que tengan la idea. Soy muy riguroso. Soy muy, ¿cómo te diré? Desconfiado. Soy muy desconfiado. Cuando me dicen alguna cosa, por ejemplo, esto de que vuela la imagen o que se ve en una piedra, yo de entrada digo, pruebas. Como soy tan desconfiado y yo necesito ver documentos, como poco a poco voy viendo cómo todos estos documentos coinciden y vas encontrando una verdad tan que te sobrepasa, te fascina, te jala. Es algo que no puedes ya, no es por la pasión, digamos así, porque yo soy un poco apasionado, como se dan cuenta, pero no es por la pasión que digo, ha habido esto, y sin más, digo, declaro cosas extraordinarias de la Virgen de Guadalupe. No, al contrario, pero más encuentro la verdad y más lo tratas de manifestar y de decir lo maravilloso que es la Virgen de Guadalupe para el ser humano hoy. Ese es el punto. No es una cosa solamente de la historia. No conté, estuve en la mañana hablando un poco más del milagro que hizo Dios a través de Juan Diego, de un joven, cómo recobró la vida. Yo creo que este es el mensaje para el día de hoy, para los jóvenes, para la iglesia, dándole fuerza a los consagrados, pero al mismo tiempo metiendo a los laicos a formar parte de esto. La Virgen de Guadalupe podía perfectamente haberse aparecido al obispo y ya se quita de problemas. Sin embargo, tienes que ser tú. O sea, es un mensaje como de Concilio Vaticano III, por decirlo de alguna manera, en el siglo XVI. Y no lo puedo callar. Como dice la Sagrada Escritura, ¿no? Cuando encuentras algo, lo gritas y lo pones arriba, y es algo así que me ha pasado. No sé por qué. No sé por qué, porque yo todos los días me despierto diciéndole a la Virgen de Guadalupe, ¿por qué me pasó esto con ella? La tienes clavada en el corazón, siento aquí un agujero en la panza, aquí en la boca del estómago, y yo nada más estoy dándole gracias a la Virgen de Guadalupe por haberla conocido, un poquito.
I'm very rigorous. I am skeptical. I need to see proofs. I need to see documents. But I'm also fascinated. I'm not just moved by passion, but it's Guadalupe. It shows us how to be a human being today, in our world today. And also the miracle of the young boy in Los Angeles shows us that there's a message here for all lay people. It's the message of Vatican III. And he wakes up every morning and thanks Guadalupe for showing us this beautiful message.
Sí, no estoy hablando de una historia, estoy hablando de algo de ahora. Nosotros no sabíamos, bueno, yo no sabía que ella se había aparecido en el tiempo que los indígenas tenían como la fiesta principal. Yo no lo sabía. No sabía cuando el franciscano dijo, es la Pascua indígena. Ahora entendí. Él toma la Pascua a través de su mamá, a través de María, toma la Pascua, les está diciendo a estos indígenas, no más sacrificio, yo soy la Pascua, el verdadero Cordero degollado, yo soy el único y eterno sacrificio. Es que es un mensaje brutal, no lo sabíamos, yo no lo sabía. Es maravilloso, es algo increíble. It's true, ¿eh?
Oh, it's incredible
It's
because
amazing.
you didn't know originally about the indigenous Easter and the relevance of all these symbols, and now you discovered it, and so you're learning more and more, even though you thought you knew it once before.
This is most important, this Easter, that this message, he take the sacrifice, that the other things is okay, of course, everything, but this is the point most important. He is the Savior. He's your Savior. And through Our Lady Guadalupe, don't be afraid. I'm here. I'm your mom. Don't be afraid. Y no dice la Virgen de Guadalupe, no estoy yo aquí que soy tu madre. No. El verdadero náhuatl que ella usa dice, no estoy yo aquí que tengo el honor y la dicha de ser tu madre. Así lo dice.
Says in the original Nahuatl that I am here because I have the honor, I have the beautiful task of being your mother.
I am the honor and joy to be your mom.
Última pregunta.
About the cross?
Oh,
Are there any additions?
this is another thing.
Is the cross really
Yes.
part of the original image?
Yes. The image original is the cross, is this medallon, como se dice, this medallion, and also the angel, the sun, the moon, everything is original.
There's no
No,
additions?
no. And I remembered your black moon. The black moon means she is in middle of the black moon. The black moon, in middle of the moon is Mexico. Mexico means in middle of the moon. But is not Mexico, is not in the indigenous, is not the sense of nation. No. Mexico for the indigenous in middle of the moon means the root of the universe, the truth of the cosmos, the home of God. This is the moon.
Is the moon also the serpent?
No. Because for the indigenous, the serpent is something good. It's not something bad. It's something good. For that is Immaculate Conception without serpent.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank Father Chávez. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. he starts a full day of lectures in Boston, so he has to go catch a limo right now. But I'm extremely thankful
Thank you.
for not only have you awakened within all of us, I think, a desire to read your books and to learn more and hear more speeches, but to enter into the school of Maria de Guadalupe. So I'm very excited about the possibility, maybe some virtual connections between La Villa and DePaul, and you're always welcome back here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.